Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to fix Unity player or Unity engine crash with Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader game on your Windows computer. Now the first step is to restart your computer. Sometimes a simple restart takes care of the problem, so do not ignore this step. Restart your computer, and after the system restart you can launch the game and then check. Next step is to verify the game files. Now to verify the game files, make a right click on the game, select properties, go to the installed files tab and then click on verify integrity of game files. Now this process will take some time, and once the verification is complete, now you can launch the game and then check. Now this has worked for many players. So while verification, it for many users there were corrupt or invalid files. So if there is any corrupt or invalid files, it will repair those files, and once the verification is complete you can launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to rename or delete rewired underscore direct input DLL file from the game folder. Now for this, make a right click on the game and then select manage, then click on browse local files. It will straight away take you to the game installation folder. Now over here open wh40krt underscore data folder, open plugins folder. Now open x86 underscore 64 folder. Now over here you can see rewired underscore direct input DLL file. Now I have renamed this, I have already renamed it. So in your case it will be without old, so rewired direct input.dll. So you can rename it, make a right click and then click on rename, and you can rename it as whatever you want. So I will rename it rewired underscore direct input old.dll file. You can rename this, and then after you rename it you can launch the game. Now before you rename it, you can create a backup for this file. So before rename, you can make a right click and then copy this, and you can just save it somewhere. So I will save it on the desktop. So you can just create a backup for this, and once you create a backup you can make a right click and then click on rename, and then you can rename it whatever you want. And once you rename, now you can launch the game and then check. If that does not work, you can even delete this file. So make a right click and then click on delete, and once it is deleted, now you can launch the game and then check. This has worked for many players, so it might work for you. So but if something wrong happens, in that case you have a backup. You can always copy this file and you can paste it over here in case if you want to restore the file. So you can rename it, you can even delete it and then launch the game and then check. If that does not work, the next step is to disable Steam Cloud. Now it is not recommended, but this has worked for many players, so you can try it. You can make a right click and then select properties, and under the general tab here you can see Steam Cloud. You can turn this off and then launch the game and then check. But whenever you want to enable it, you can always enable it from here. So turn it off, launch the game and then check. Next step is to cap the FPS and turn off VSync in Nvidia control panel. So make a right click on the desktop and then click on Nvidia control panel. So if you have Nvidia card, you can try this step. And once Nvidia control panel is open, go to manage 3D settings and then go to program settings and then click on add over here, and then select the game and then click on add selected program. If you don't see the game in the list, in that case you can click on browse, go to the game installation folder. So if the game is installed in C drive, open C drive, program file 686, open the Steam folder. Now open the Steam apps folder and then open the common folder, open the Warhammer folder, select the game exe file, click on open. Now once the game is added, over here select high performance Nvidia processor and then scroll down and find VSync in the list. So scroll down and here you can see vertical sync. You can turn this off over here and then find maximum frame rate over here. Now turn it on, and then over here you can type in 60, set it to 60, and then on the bottom right click on apply. And once this is done, now you can launch the game and then check. Now if you are able to launch the game, then do the same thing in game settings. So in the game, go to setting, press the escape key and then go to options over here and then go to graphics. Now over here you can see the VSync option. So turn off the VSync, so click on it and then turn it off. And also lock the FPS. So here you can see frame rate limit. Now right now I've set it to 60. So you can set it to 60. Even you can try 120. So you can try 120. If that does not work, you can try 60. So turn off the VSync and then set the frame rate limit to 60 and then apply. Click on save and then check. Now also match the game and desktop or Windows or monitor resolution. So it should have a same resolution. Now in the game, you can go to, first of all, open Windows settings and then go to system and then go to display. Now over here, select the right resolution. So if this is set to 4K, you can try 1920 into 1080. In my case, the recommended one is 1920 into 1080p. So you can select the recommended one and do the same thing in game settings. So you can press the escape key and then go to options and then go to graphics over here. And over here select the same resolution. So in my case in Windows it was 1920 into 1080p. So I will select 1920 into 1080p and then you can apply the settings and then check the performance. So make sure that your monitor resolution and the game resolution is same and then check. If that does not work, you can switch to window mode and lower down graphics settings. Now, so go to the game and then go to graphics. Now over here, full screen borderless window mode is selected. You can try window mode over here. Now you can even lower down resolution. So if this is set to 4K, you can try 1920 into 1080p. You can even lower it down more and then scroll down. Here you can see graphics quality. Now if the graphics quality is set to ultra, in that case you can select high. You can even go for medium, or you can even go for low quality and then apply the settings, click on save and then check the performance. Now the next step is the step is applicable if your game is freezing during attack or firing animation. So if you're facing this problem during attack or animation, firing animation, then you have to press S to switch to different weapon and that should fix the problem. So in the game, press the X key on the keyboard. Now once you press the X key, you should be able to switch to different weapons. So you can try to switch to different weapon and then check. That should fix the problem. You can even press the escape key. So you can press the escape key and then again press the escape key and then check. So for many users, just pressing the X button on the keyboard and then switch to different weapon. You can change the weapon and then check. That should fix the problem. Now the next step is to run the game from the game installation folder. Now make a right click on the game, select manage, then click on browse local files. It will straight away take you to the game installation folder. Now over here you can see the game.exe file. Make a double click on the game.exe file. So instead of launching the game from Steam, you can launch the game from the game installation folder. So make a double click and launch the game. If that does not work, make a right click and then select properties and then go over here and then put a check on the box where it says run this program as an administrator. Then click on apply, click on OK, make a double click, launch the game. If that does not work, again go to properties and then put a check over here which says run this program in compatibility mode for and select Windows 8 and then click on OK, click on OK and then make a double click, launch the game. If that does not work, in that case you can select Windows 7 this time and then click on apply, click on OK, make a double click, launch the game. Still you're facing the problem. So when you put a check on these boxes, still you're facing the problem. In that case you can uncheck the boxes, click on apply, click on OK and then follow the next step. Now the next step is to allow the game to your antivirus program. So if you have any third-party antivirus like Avast, Norton, Bitdefender, McAfee, whichever antivirus program you have, make sure that you allow the game.exe file to your antivirus program. Now if you're using Windows security, in that case open Windows settings and then if you have Windows 11, click on privacy and security, then click on Windows security. Now if you have Windows 10, you will have an option update and security. In Windows 10, click on update and security, then click on Windows security and then click on virus and threat protection. Now scroll down, at the end you will see manage ransomware protection, click on it. Now click on allow an app through controlled folder access, click on yes to allow, then click on add an allowed app. Now click on browse all apps. Now go to the game installation folder once again, and then open the game folder. Program file 686. Now open the Steam apps, common, and then open the game folder. Select the game exe file, click on open. Once the game is added, now type in control panel in Windows search box, and then click on control panel, and then go to system and security, Windows Defender Firewall. Now click on allow an app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall. Click on change settings on the top, click on allow another app, click on browse, and then again go to the game installation folder, open the game folder. Now once you open the game folder, select the game exe file over here, click on open, and then click on add. In my case, the game is already added. So once the game is added over here, you can launch the game. So once you have the game added, now click on OK and then launch the game. Now the next step is to disconnect multiple monitors. So try launching the game on single monitor. Disconnect additional controller connected to the computer. So if you have multiple controller connected, disconnect it and then launch the game. Also, if you have these devices which are not using, disconnect it. So any USB adapter or USB or any external devices which you are not using, disconnect those devices and launch the game. Also disable Steam overlay. Now for this, make a right click on the game, select properties, turn off the option which says enable the Steam overlay while in game, and then launch the game. Also, if you close all the other overlay applications, so if you have overlay on in Discord, turn it off. If you have overlay on in GeForce Experience, turn it off. So close all the other overlay application and then launch the game. Also close all the overclocking applications. So if you have MSI Afterburner or ReverTuner, so if you have any kind of overclocking application running, do not overclock and close all the overclocking application and then launch the game. Also, if you have any third-party software or services running, make sure that you close all the third-party services and software. So make sure only the Steam and the game is running, or only the Epic Games Launcher and the game is running. Rest close everything, including all your browsers over here. Also, if you have undervolted your computer, remove the undervolt and then launch the game. To perform clean boot, type in system configuration in Windows search box and then click on system configuration. Now go to the services tab and then put a check on the box which says hide all Microsoft services, then click on disable all. In my case, disable all option is grayed out. I already did it. In your case, this would be highlighted. So make sure you put a check on hide all Microsoft services first and then click on disable all, click on apply, click on OK. You will see a restart option. Restart your computer and then launch the game. Next step is to do a clean installation of your graphics driver. So if you have Nvidia card, go to Nvidia website. If you have AMD card, go to AMD website. I'm showing for Nvidia. So go to Nvidia website and then select your graphic card from the list. Make sure that you select the right series and then select your graphic card. Make sure that you select your graphic card over here. Now if you have Windows 10, select Windows 10. If you have Windows 11, select Windows 11. Now click on start search and then scroll down, and here you can see the latest GeForce Game Ready driver. Right now it's version 546.29. So click on get download. Now click on download now. Now once the download is complete, you have to run this exe file. Now once you run this exe file, you will see this screen. Click on agree and continue, and then put a check on the box which says custom, and then click on next, and then put a check on the box which says perform a clean installation. Make sure that you put a check on perform a clean installation and then click on next and let the installation complete. First of all, it will uninstall the previous version and then it will do a clean installation of the latest version, and after the clean installation, restart your computer and then launch the game. Now the next step is now this is for laptop users with dual graphic card. Make sure that you run the game on dedicated graphic card. Now for this, type in graphic settings in Windows search box and then click on graphic settings. Now click on browse over here and then go to the game installation folder once again and then open the game folder. And then select the game exe file. Now click on add. Once the game is added over here, click on options, select high performance. Now click on save. Now launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to delete the save game files. Now before you delete the save game file, let me inform you that you will lose all the game progress. You have to start everything from scratch. So if you agree, you can open File Explorer, go to this PC, open C drive. Now open users folder. Now open your username folder. Now open app data folder. If you don't see app data over here on the top, click on view, select show, and then put a check on hidden items. You should be able to see app data folder. Now if you have Windows 10, somewhere over here you will find the view option. Click on view, then somewhere over here you will find the hidden items box. Put a check on hidden items box and you should be able to see app data folder. Open app data folder. Now open the local low folder. Now over here you can see this all cat games folder. Now you can open this folder. Over here you will see the Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader folder. You can make a right click and then click on delete. Once this is deleted, now you can launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to try DX11 or DX12 in launch option. So make a right click on the game, select properties. In the launch option, type in -DX11 without any space. Type in, close this, launch the game and then check. If that does not work, this time type in -DX12 and then launch the game and then check. Still you're facing the problem, then in that case you can remove this, clear this from launch option and then follow the next step. Now the next step is to install Visual C++ file. For this, copy this link. The link is provided in the video description. Open this link in a browser. It will take you to Microsoft website. Now over here you can see Visual Studio 2015, 17, 19 and 22. Download x86 and then download x64. You have to download both x86 and x64 file and then run both the exe file. That is x86. And then if you see the repair option, click on repair. If you see the install option, click on install. Click on yes to allow. Now run the second file as well, that is x64. So you have to install both x86 and x64. Again, if you see the repair option, click on repair. If you see the install option, click on install. In my case, I have already installed, so it's telling me to restart the computer. So please ignore this and let the installation complete. Once both are installed, you will see a restart option like this. But make sure both are installed. Once you see a restart option like this, click on restart. Make sure that you restart your computer and after the system restart, launch the game. Next step is to increase the virtual memory. So to increase the virtual memory, type in View Advanced System Settings in Windows search box and then click on View Advanced System Settings and then click on the first settings and then go to Advanced tab and then click on Change over here and then select the drive. So uncheck the box which says automatically manage paging file size for all drives. Uncheck this box and select the drive where the game is installed. So select the drive and then once you select the right drive, now put a check on custom size and for initial size it's 1.5 into total RAM. So you can check the total RAM in Windows settings. You can go to system and then go to about and total RAM in my case is 16 GB. So you can calculate accordingly. In my case it's 16 GB, so I will calculate as per 16 GB. So and first of all we have to convert 16 GB into megabyte. So we will open calculator. So type in calculator in run box and then click on OK. And over here it's 1.5 into total RAM. Total RAM in my case it's 16 RAM, 16 GB. So 16 into 1024 is actually 1 GB is equal to 1024 megabyte. So 16 GB in megabyte will be 16384 into 1.5 into total RAM. This is my total RAM in megabyte. Now 1.5 into total RAM that is into 1.5. So in my case initial size is 24576 and maximum size is 3 into total RAM. Now total RAM in my case that is 16 GB. I have 16 GB of RAM. So 16 into 1024. I have converted this in megabyte. Now that is 3 into total RAM. So total RAM is this much into 3. That is 49152 49152 4915152. Now click on set over here, then click on OK, OK, apply, OK, OK. Now restart computer. Make sure that you restart your computer after this. Now the next step is to update Windows to the latest version. Now this is very important. Do not miss this. Make sure that your Windows is up to date. So go to settings, go to Windows update or update and security, and then click on check for update. Once all the updates are installed, then restart your computer, and after the system restart, launch the game and then check. Next step is to update the system BIOS. So go to your system manufacturer website. So if you have a Dell computer, go to Dell website. If you have a Lenovo computer, go to Lenovo. If you have HP computer, go to HP website. So go to your system manufacturer website and then select your model number. Make sure that you select your computer, and then once you select your computer, find the latest BIOS update available. And in case of laptop, before you update the system BIOS, make sure battery on your computer is more than 10% and the AC adapter, the charger, is connected to the computer. During the BIOS update, your system will restart. Do not unplug the power cable when it's updating the system BIOS. After the BIOS update, you can log into the computer and then you can launch the game. Now, if nothing is working, the last step is to uninstall the game. So uninstall and reinstall. So make a right click on the game, select managed, and then click on uninstall. Now after the uninstall, go to the game installation folder, delete the game folder, and then restart your computer and then reinstall the game to different drive. So if the game is installed to a different drive, like if the game is installed to external drive, then in that case you can install the game to main drive, the C drive. If that is SSD, that would be great. So install the game to C drive, that is SSD, and then launch the game. Now if the game is already installed to C drive, in that case you can try to install the game to external SSD drive. So install the game on SSD and then launch the game. So one of the steps shown in this video should help you to get the game running on your Windows computer. So that'll be all. Thank you so much for your time, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel.